According to Variety, Oscar-winning director Steven Soderbergh is coming out of retirement to direct the feature film Lucky Logan, starring Channing Tatum. In 2012, while Soderbergh was working on his last film, Side Effects, which also starred Tatum, he said that that would be his final feature film, and since then has been working exclusively on TV projects such as HBO's Behind the Candelabra and Cinemax's The Knick. Since Variety's article, Soderbergh has said the report was wrong on Twitter, though Variety suggests that he's talking about the initial report stating Matt Damon was the lead actor. Dennis, do you think Soderbergh is coming out of retirement, and what do you think of it if he does?
Well, first off, I'm just saying I'm a fan of Steven Soderbergh. I love it. I love not all his movies, but a good portion of them. I love what he's doing on Cinemax with The Knick. I think he's doing a fantastic job. Do I think he's coming out of retirement? Yes. You know why? Because he never retired. Yeah. He never retired. He just didn't. He said he wasn't going to do any feature films anymore, and then he just went to TV, and he's directing, TV movies, and he's directing The Knick and TV shows. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like when, especially creative people, say, "I'm retiring," and they're all like 40, 50 years old, and people like Tarantino, who I love, Kevin Smith, love him. You can't retire. You're not an athlete. You're not like, oh man, my body's too old. Usually what they do is they just say, okay, I'm going to retire. And they end up taking 2-3 years off, maybe do something else, and they always come back. Remember when Jay-Z retired?
Yeah, right.
It was like 1 year. When he retired, I was like, oh, I bet you this guy will be back within 3 years. He came back in 1 year. So I like that he's coming back out of retirement, but it's just weird for me.
There's no reason to say you're retired. I mean, if James Cameron didn't say he's retired after not working for like 8 years or whatever, so you can't say you're retired. He wasn't retired. Like you said, he worked on Candelabra, he worked at The Knick. He's working on all these things that he's not retired. It's great. I love the guy. Yeah. I'm glad that he's going to be making more feature films because I want to see more of his feature films. He's one of the best out there. But it's a bit silly. I don't take it, even when they said in the first place, oh, he's retiring. Okay, until he doesn't. He's going to be making movies pretty soon. So, good. I'm glad he's back.
I agree. Steven Soderbergh, you ain't a running back. What are you doing, man? You don't have to call it quits and go away forever. You can take a break. But look, anytime you have a director and they like to hear themselves talk, like you brought up, Dennis, with Tarantino or Kevin Smith, they're going to say some stuff that trips him up once in a while. So he said he wanted to retire from making feature films. But if Channing Tatum is available, we know how much Steven Soderbergh likes working with Channing Tatum and how much audiences enjoy watching that. Did I think I was going to like the first Magic Mike? Of course I didn't. Walk in there and, oh man, this is really a compelling movie, partially because the guy behind the camera was Steven Soderbergh. So what he's doing on The Knick, I hear, is really good stuff. Let's see him more in the feature movies.
And on a side note, whenever I go into your office, you have Magic Mike XL, just the dance scenes on repeat.
And Dennis, just to let you know, I'm not on the show tomorrow, so I'm retired.
Okay. Yeah. I like that he's coming back. I mean, the project itself, though, there's no details whatsoever about it, just other than the name of it and that Channing Tatum is starring. I guess the first reports were Matt Damon, but I don't think really that's that important. Him coming back, I'm interested in what he does. I mean, I have to be honest, I didn't really care for his last two movies, Contagion and Side Effects, but that was more with the script versus his actual directing.
Contagion was actually, I thought it was a really well-made movie. I just hated watching it because I felt sick the entire time. Like, it's the worst movie to see in a movie theater because you hear one person coughing and you assume that you're going to get whatever death virus is there. Like, I don't want that.
I liked Side Effects, actually, but I think it's just one of those, he's just one of those directors that even if it's like not as good as his last movie, you're still entertained watching his movies. So I think that I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next.
But I'll also say this too, is that if somebody says they're retired, it does mean that they're burned out a little bit on making feature films. So sometimes when you have a director who maybe doesn't feel like working on the next thing this year, once a star becomes available that they enjoy working with, like clearly it is with Channing Tatum and him, if Channing Tatum came to him and said, I want to do this movie and I want you to be the guy behind the camera, maybe that's how you get him back in the fold.
Well, yeah, you have Tarantino who says, okay, after 10 films, I'm done. I'm going to go write books and plays and all that stuff. You don't think after he does that for a few years that he's going to go, you know what, I got a movie idea. I got to do it. I got to do it. And he's going to do it. And there's going to be an 11th film.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, click here to watch the entire episode. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel because it'll help you stay up to date with all the stuff we've got going on here at Collider.